Um, hey, this is the first video on my channel. It's not though, but this is when I'm actually gonna start making real content. And the first video that I shall make is Ghost of Tsushima review. And I really like this game. I was actually originally making a Minecraft video, but I decided to switch to Ghost of Tsushima because I just thought it was a little more interesting with that. The Minecraft video will be coming down pretty soon, and I'm just gonna go through the things that I actually like about this game. Number one is I really like the combat. As you can see on screen right here, it's very swift, clean, and just very smooth in general. One thing I would change about it though is they might need to fix like the parrying. It's just a little clunky and stuff. So I wouldn't change much about the combat. Just if you can actually like make it parrying just a little more easier. Alright? I would like that. That's it. Number two about the combat. I like the different stances. So when you're in combat in this game, you can choose between different stances. Like you can choose stone stance, which is good against like people who use swords, water stance, which uses against people that use shields, wind stance, which is spears, and moon stance, which is like the big guys, big brutes. Number three about the combat. I'm only gonna go up to 3 with these. Number 3 is the what was I gonna do? The skills. So you have a skill tree in this game, and you can unlock different type of skills that help you in combat, help you explore like the open world, and basically just makes the game a little more fun and a little more easier. As you kind of get more skill points, you can unlock different moves for your stances, just different combat moves in general. And I think that's really cool. I feel like a lot of games, because a lot of other games, they focus more on kind of like exploration perks. And sure, that's fine, but also I feel like they should add a little more to combat. Now let's go back to this game. The next segment I want to go to is the liberating of outposts, farms, and places like that. I find it really cool, and I really like the aspects there's variety to the different things that you have to do to actually take over like an outpost or a farm or like a camp. Yeah, I said there was a lot of variety, but in general I just wish there was a little more, because there's just, I don't know, I just kind of wish there was, like, more things that you could liberate, more things that you could do to liberate it. But in general, I really like the, certain camps when you take over, you have to fight this warlord of the camp. And that's really, really cool. I really like that. But I just wish that there was, like, kind of like a final enemy of the camp, which is like a big boss or a warlord or stuff like that. That actually adds like more of a in-depth bit to doing camps, because when you actually liberate a camp, it just says you did it, and it shows a cutscene of all like these villagers and stuff walking into the camp. Well, that's really cool, but I just wish that you could like have more of a accomplish that you actually beat like a boss. Right here, I'm actually liberating a camp, but me being kind of dumb, liberated the wrong area. That might actually not be right, because I can't actually see the screen. I'm probably liberating. But let's just go back on to liberating. What else? Liberating part 3 or part 2? I'm gonna go with part 2. God, this video is just a mess. Part 2. What can I say about this? There is part 3. Oh god. Part 3. I don't know. There's not much to say about liberating. It's kind of basic, it's fun. and stuff like that. You know, I'm just gonna move on to the story part. I really like this story, honestly. I feel like they show like a good explanation of samurai and what happened to them, and basically just showing about like the Mongolian invasion and how the main characters like family all passed, and just in general just showing the fall of the samurai. You experience a lot of loss in this game, lots of lost loved ones, lots of lost friends, and just a big part of this game is loss. And I like that. No, I don't like loss. Loss is horrible. If you've lost a loved one, I'm very sorry for you. But just a lot of games don't really show the meaning of what it's like to lose a loved one. And in this game, it does, and I'm actually really happy it does that. Because it shows that losing someone isn't just like, oh, meh, I lost them. That's sad. No, you go through, it's sort of like a withdrawal from them. Yeah, I really like the story. One thing I wish they could improve on more is the facial expressions. I don't know if they did motion tracking for this game. They probably couldn't afford it because the landscapes are actually really pretty. But, it's just, yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy the story. I'm not gonna do a segment for the story because I feel like that's basically it about the story. I'm not gonna go into spoilers though. What else? The open world. The open world is massive, it's beautiful, and in general, just really fun to explore. There's all these side quests that you can do after you're done the main game. And you can do, like, mythical quests that unlock you, like, certain abilities and certain armor and like, advancements to your weapons. Like in the clips that I'm showing you, if you go back on a couple of them, I ignite a flaming sword and I use that to kill enemies. So that's really cool. I like that you can do that in the game. Another thing is just in general, open world's beautiful, man. It's so fun to explore. There's climbing aspects, you can use grappling hooks. You can just, at certain rooftops, you can just crawl on them like you're Spider-Man. And I find that really cool. One thing I wish they did about, like, the world, though, is that I do wish there was more mythical quests. Because right now, I don't know, I just wish there was, like, weapons and stuff. I don't know, I kind of wish that you could get, like, weapons and stuff from mythical quests, because right now it's just abilities and armor. And I don't think there will be no sequel. I don't think, because I don't think it's the type of game that would actually get a sequel. Yeah. It might get a prequel though. I feel like this is the type of game that would actually put down a prequel. What else? I feel like I'm missing something. Ooh, yes, I'm gonna talk about the things that I didn't really enjoy about the story. And, sorry, not the story, just tiny nicks that I didn't like about just the game in general. I didn't hate them, it was just minor things that took me out of the moment. Number one is when you're fighting, and sometimes you can randomly... So, when you're fighting, you can choose to either draw your sword, or, like, play a flute, or guide wind, or pay respect. And pay respect, it means that you drop everything and you just bow down. And a couple things in that is the touchpad didn't do a good job about registering that. And so sometimes you're just in the middle of a fight, and when you try to draw your sword again, you end up bowing down, and then someone just wipes your feet and you die. And it's not really the game's fault the more that I think about this, but they could do a little more. I don't know, I wish there was more features that allowed you to do stuff with the touchpad. Sometimes the grappling hook can be a little janky, and it will sometimes grapple onto the wrong thing, and that's just kind of weird, because if you're looking at something and you want to grapple to that, and you jump to grapple to it, and then you grapple to something that's like 40 feet away, not 40 feet, maybe like 6 feet away, and I don't know, that just stuff kind of takes me out of the moment, and I don't know. This video is sort of a mess. I'm sorry, but just there's probably noise in the background. I'm probably stuttering a lot because I'm losing topics. I don't know. I really like this game. There's not many things that took me out of the moment, but I don't know. Just this game is probably one of my favorites. I really like this one. I like the story, I like the gameplay, I like the combat. I just like a lot of things about it. And yeah, so this has been my review on Ghost of Tsushima. I really hope that you enjoyed this. This will probably be my content style for quite a long time, actually. But yeah, I hope you guys actually enjoy me doing this type of video.